Well, we are now. There we go. Didn't go the first time. Hello, everyone.
Fantastic.
Hopefully everyone can hear us
Welcome,
and see us.
welcome as always to our Scry Ahead stream. We appreciate having all of you here. And for those of you who don't know us, I will profess my surprise and also remind you that I am Ted Atkinson, product manager for Baldman Games, and one of many people of varying degrees of baldness. With me, as always, is my companion Spencer Navarro, our online event manager.
I
And I think, yeah, we are looking forward to some exciting things that we are talking about here. Um, Spencer, you want to run through the agenda for us here really quickly before we get rolling?
would love to. First, we'll talk about the community calendar, but very, very briefly because it's kind of empty. Then we'll talk about our charity for the month, our giveaway, which I'm sure a lot of you are excited for. Then we'll talk about our upcoming BMG shows that are in person, not online. Our upcoming drop day drops, home game in the cloud. And then we'll go over our games for this month and into the future, including some very exciting news you want to stay tuned for. Don't run away after you get your free tickets or free badge if you do, because you'll miss the exciting news. And then we'll do a little wrap up at the end.
Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, well, let's get going here with again our community calendar, surprisingly empty of stuff that we've got coming up from our friends around the world. I think there's just too much in-person goodness happening with the big shows over the next couple months for us to. So everybody needs a little bit of downtime.
Yeah,
That's
but
how I'm going to interpret it, at least.
as a reminder, if you do have an exciting event coming up that you'd like us to talk about, you can either reach out in the streaming chat or just put it up in our. Oops, that's there we go. Or put it up in. Sorry, I was getting a little feedback from myself there. That's very distracting. Uh, Come on, computer.
Yes, we
Um,
got a channel for you. Go ahead and
uh,
go ahead and throw it on our community server,
yes,
and we will be happy to go ahead and promote it for you. You can find that in our promotions category under external events.
there it
Super
goes.
easy.
There we go. Sorry, computer was being weird for a second there, and I did not like it. My brain
No
apparently is not
worries, my friend.
multitasking. My brain is apparently not multitasking today at
That's
all.
okay. While you are continuing to defrag, I will talk about our charity for this month, uh, which I will have you know I set up the Tiltify for already. So everybody be proud of me. You can give me silent applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Our charity for this month is the Bee Girl Organization. The mission of the Bee Girl Organization is to educate and inspire communities to conserve bees, flowers, and the countryside at large. And they envision a future where kids are frolicking in pastures of flowers, buzzing with bees, alongside profitable family farmers and ranchers. Their research projects and education programs focus on regenerating soil, bees, and healthy communities. So that's a pretty good one. I support this a lot. As you know, I'm a big tea drinker, and so I do like my honey because I am American. Thank you.
I mean, teen honey is
Uh,
great. I'm Canadian and I love it. So,
that's true. That's true. All right, let's move on though to our giveaway for this month. So, as always, one lucky winner is going to get 2 free tickets to a game or games of their choice for the May virtual D&D weekend. The winner and 4 others, our runners-up, will receive 24-hour early access. That is noon Eastern time tomorrow, Monday, which will let you get in on purchasing your tickets sooner. And if you are selected as one of those 5 winners, we will, of course, record the names, but please email us at vddw@baldmangames.com with the subject line Scry Ahead May Giveaway. Include your Twitch username, and we will get you all set up. Now, you do need to be following the channel to be eligible. You don't need to purchase anything, though. You don't need to make a subscription. And the contest will close in exactly 15 minutes from the moment that I hit go here. Let me pull it up so that I can do this properly. All right, and you're going to need to type in the code word exactly as I tell it to you. Our code word, very apropos for the day, is May the 4th. That is MAYTHEFOURTH. That is May the 4th. Just like, not quite like it shows up on screen.
whoop,
There's an R in the middle there, and Spencer will fix that for you momentarily.
I will.
It should be rolling. It says it is. Interesting,
Stupid thing.
interesting. Why are we not going? Cloudbot, have you failed me again?
Yeah,
Cloudbot?
the spelling was always right. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's okay. Our bot has decided that it's having a time here. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to turn it back on because sometimes that's what you just need to do here. All right, we're going to do this. Let's cancel that and we will try it again. Aha, for some reason, it discarded my update to the thing. So that's going to explain why it's not doing it.
Well, at
Let's
least
save that again.
at least it wasn't just me.
Everybody is prepared, though, for when I actually hit go. That was a test, and you all passed. Be proud of yourselves. Let's try this again. Is it going to go through this time? All right. Whew. That is 2 months in a row that Cloudbot has decided to be a little funky, so we'll have to take a poke at that next time. All right. The contest is running, and in 14 minutes and 38 seconds from the time that I'm saying this, we will go ahead and draw our winners. In the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about our upcoming in-person shows, of which, as mentioned, we have several. The first is PAX East. Yes, we will be there. Thank you for asking. That is this coming weekend. In fact, it starts on Thursday, so your dates are May 8th to the 11th. You can still go get badges for it for every day but Saturday, I believe, at east.paxsite, that's site.com. If you Google it, I guarantee it will show up. And we're going to be running a number of things, including our Legends of Greyhawk preview content, which is showing up at a handful of locations between now and Gen Con when we have the full launch of the campaign. You can see our full schedule on their tabletop expo showcase. And we will also have a preview for the upcoming Ebron Forge of the Artificers book. Although I haven't actually seen it yet, so I don't know what it looks like. But DMs have been prepping the adventure, and we are looking forward to running it for you. All right. Next after that is Origins Game Fair. This is one of our long-time shows. It's in Columbus, Ohio, and it's going to be June 18th to the 22nd. Info is at originsgamefair.com, and thankfully, they have finally decided to go with tabletop.events rather than their own, home-rolled solution, which has been, we'll charitably say, quirky.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yes. Yeah. TTE works just fine, and all of our events are up in there. We've got a good crew of DMs. In fact, we're quite full up on DMs for Origins. So we've got one more thing for you. If you are one of our wonderful Canadian judges, or you would love to go visit Scenic Canada in the summer, in Edmonton, we have the weekend before Origins, June 13th to the 15th, GameCon Canada. This is our first time doing something out of the continental US as an official Baldman Games show. We very much need more DMs for that one, and we've got some pretty cool swag, including the only opportunity for DMs to get the coveted Battle of Emery Meadows cert that is pretty nifty for Legends of Greyhawk characters. So DMs, we would love to see you for that. You can sign up. Spencer, if you don't mind throwing the link in chat for us there.
Absolutely.
And we've got some other cool swag. We've also got a game that we are going to be running in conjunction with the Dungeon Dudes and a couple of other awesome content creators. This is their adventure, Assault on Lich Keep, that we are going to help them with, and it's pretty rad, I gotta say, honestly. Very cool experience. Excuse me. They ran this 2 years ago at Gen Con with Ginny D and Pointy Hat and D&D Shorts, and it was super popular, sold out. So we would love to have some folks come and help us with that. We've got our info for that, and GameCon Canada is, I believe, currently the largest game-focused convention in Canada. So this is a pretty nifty chance to try out something that is sort of like a miniature Gen Con, if you will,
Weirdly,
up in Edmonton.
yeah, weirdly we don't do a lot of big like game focused cons up here. Lots of nerd cons, just not typically focused on gaming. We've
Well,
got
here
one
is
in
your
Toronto.
chance. Here
Yeah.
is your chance. We would love to get to some other ones a little closer to the border because we know that that's a little more convenient for a lot of you. But this is our first big opportunity, so help us make it a good one.
Edmonton is a lovely city, and it's the best place in Alberta. If you know anything about Alberta, I'm not. I'm not gonna say anything more than that.
All I know is you've got tar sands there, so I'll leave it at that. All right, moving on. We've got one more big show coming up this summer, and this is it. This is the big one. This is Gen Con, held in Indianapolis, Indiana from August. I think that's actually not quite right. I think it starts in July. It's like the 30th or something like that of
Oh,
July
maybe I got it wrong.
this year.
It says August 1st to the 4th right on the website. So,
Oh, well, I could be mistaken. I just for some reason I thought I had it different on my Google Calendar, but I'll take your word for it.
oh no,
It
it
is
does. It says 31st. It depends on where you look on the website. It says 31st. Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
was pretty certain it does, in fact, start outside August,
It
but it
it
is that
yeah.
weekend leading into the start of August. Um, we are at a slightly different location at Gen Con. We're at the opposite end of the convention center from where we normally are. We will not be in our wonderful JW Marriott. We will be out in Lucas Oil Field, not down on the field where it's super loud and surrounded by people and echoes. We'll be up in the boxes out, overlooking the game field. So it's going to be new and different for us. We are much closer to the food trucks, which I'm very excited about. And that is going to be the official kickoff for the Legends of Greyhawk campaign. We'll have all of our full details coming out between now and then. You can expect a lot of the details on character creation and whatnot to show up in June and July on D&D Beyond. And we will roll out all the information as soon as we're able to. Speaking of Greyhawk, we'll talk about that more soon. But in the meantime, Spencer, why don't you tell us about Drop Day?
Yeah, so drop day is our monthly day. Every month where we drop, I mean, most months we've been a little lax recently, where we drop new adventures from things we've run before, things we premiered ourselves and are now releasing to you, the people, on DM's Guild. We've got exciting new adventures coming out this month, next month, and every month through the end of the year, as we're trying very hard to get through the backlog of stuff we have. So this month we've got May drop day is May the 15th, June drop day will be June the 12th, and July drop day will be my birthday, July 17th.
A
So
special
check those
drop
out.
day indeed.
A special drop day indeed. I might release some of my own adventures finally then
Woo.
on DM's Guild, just for fun, piggyback. Yeah. So look forward to that. We're trying to get caught up. I promise. Hopefully, we should have the rest of those backlogged DRW adventures coming out very, very soon. I know there are a lot of people who keep asking me about those, and I promise we're getting to them as soon as we possibly can. Next, I get to talk about Home Game in the Cloud. I love Home Game in the
Indeed,
Cloud.
indeed.
I actually am not running one, but I am playing in two different home games in the cloud. So clearly, I love home game in the cloud. I'm not just the Hair Club president. I'm also a member. Um, that's a reference for some of you who have a certain age, I guess. So, home game in the cloud. What is home game in the cloud? Sometimes we run events that we want. You want. Sometimes you want to play a game that just doesn't work well for a virtual D&D weekend. It's more sessions than can fit in a weekend, or you want to play with the same people, but a red carpet isn't really a good fit. You want to play a home game, basically. But you don't necessarily have the people around you where you live to do it in person. Or you want to play with your friends who you met online and they're all over the world. Or you want to play with that DM you played with at a VDDW who's awesome and so much better than your local DMs. No shade on your local DMs. That's what Home Game in the Cloud is for. We run a home game like experience online. Same DM, same players every week. Sometimes people will drop out, sometimes people will come in, just like a normal home game. They like all our games, they are paid, of course, and they run weekly. Some are bi-weekly, some are monthly, just like a real home game, managed by the DMs themselves. And we have a bunch of them running right now, and a few that are slowly trying to spin up right now. The best place to find out about what opportunities there are to play in home games, or if you have an idea for one that doesn't seem to exist yet, is our home game planning forum on our community server. If you go in there, you will see there's threads for a whole bunch of different home game ideas that DMs and players have thrown up. And as like I said, as a player, you can throw one up. Even if you're not planning to run it yourself, you can be like, hey, does anyone else think this would be a cool thing to play? Anyone want to run this for us? And odds are someone will jump on it. That is, more than a few games have started that way. Currently, if you're looking, believe Kurt is working on relaunching Against the Giants. I think the first time kind of didn't quite work out week before last. believe he's trying again. Jimmy Chan wants to run some more Infinite Staircase. Matt Brown is currently running Infinite Staircase. Amy Jordan has Rise of the Drow. Ali is running Tyranny of Dragons in EU-friendly time for those of you over in across the pond. Ted still has some ideas for a monster hunting challenge. Brian Balagot wanted to run Rising Shadows, our previous Moonshade storyline, or two Moonshade storylines ago. I guess three now that we finished the most recent one.
Three indeed. Yeah.
So many more. Please do check it out. And also, you can check out our website, which I will drop the link for in just a second, to find out more about how it all works. I think that's all I have to say on Home Game in the Cloud currently. Yes.
There is quite a bit,
Yeah.
going on. But let's go ahead and start talking about our main stuff, our virtual D&D weekends. And as a reminder, before we get into what is running at this VDDW, we do have premier pricing in effect for stuff that is BMG created. So these are, our series, not just stuff that we run from other creators. And it's only at the very first event where our adventures premiere. So we do add $2 to those. 100% of that goes straight to the creative team. BMG is not taking a cut of that $2. And again, the increase only appears on the premiere event. So if you want to wait it out and play it the month after, you can do it at the regular price. All right. This month, our adventure with premiere pricing is Avishkar 2 as we continue to work through that 4 adventure set. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Avishkar?
Correct.
Awesome. And speaking of Avishkar, that is going to be the first thing that we talk about when we look at what is running in May. As a reminder, our May virtual D&D weekend is the 16th to the 18th. That is 12 days from now and 10 days after our general admission tickets or general admission badges open up ticket sales for the VDDW. So, Spencer, take it away.
Yeah, let's talk about Avishkar. So Avishkar is our new exclusive BMG storyline running only at virtual D&D weekends. This is our current big thing while we are between other storylines. We decided to wait for a little gap to squeeze it in, hoping that it would get some attention. I know a lot of you don't really know what it's about and don't know why you'd want to play it. And that's why I'm here to tell you about it. So Avishkar is based on the Magic the Gathering setting, formerly known as Kaladesh. That name is no longer in use, but that was what it was called previously, if you've heard of it. It's now called Avishkar for several reasons, but the main thing is we moved into a new era in the storyline of that place, which you don't need to know anything about. That's the great thing about the storyline. Like our Thera storyline, this is designed to teach you about the setting. You can never have heard of it. That works just as well as if you've been playing the MTG setting for years, or even previously played it in D&D. The closest comparison we have to it is Arcane, the TV show based on League of Legends. If you have watched Arcane, you have a very good idea of the sort of place this is. It's a place with a lot of magic technology, but not a lot of magic people. It's not quite as dark and messed up as Arcane is, emotionally devastating as Arcane is, but it gives you a good general sense. It's really fun. We've gotten great reviews on it before. From the first adventure, and we're going to keep playing through it. It's managed by the awesome Johnny Smith. If you've played at Johnny's Table, you know how great he is. He is the mastermind behind this storyline, and we have a variety of great authors doing these adventures. This month, we are running Avishkar 1 again. That's the premiere we ran last month, The Inventors Fair. That was written by the most excellent Luis Ricardo, mastermind behind the Forgotten Worms series. And this month we're also premiering Avishkar 2, the Avishkar Assembly, which picks up where the first adventure left off, and we'll continue on from there. These are excellent, fun, fast-paced adventures that allow for some creative gameplay. Cannot recommend them enough.
And what's the level range on this? Somebody's here.
That's a great question. Avishkar, they're tier 2. You create a character for these. They're not Adventurers League. They are similar to Theros. They're Adventurers League-like, without being Adventurers League. Self-contained. We'll post the whole rules up. Actually, I think they're already up in the Discord server, but I'll make sure they're somewhere public. And you just build a character, tier 2. We're looking to give you some options to play, but not so much that you're like, I have to manage 85 features because I'm a level 11 character or whatever.
Yeah, sounds awesome. All right. The next thing we've got on our list is our People's Choice Epic. We did ask y'all recently what you wanted to play, and after we ran the Iron Baron last month, the close follow up was Arc of the Mountains. That is the second Season 5 epic, the first time that we had two in a single season. And Arc of the Mountains happens to be one of my personal favorites. And Spencer, we know you do love a good Boff Bad Crack when given the opportunity. This is for tier 1 and 2 characters. Sorry, tier 3. We are not going to have anything for you in the epic this time, but we will have stuff for you in the future. Fear not. So again, that is Arc of the Mountains. This is our People's Choice epic for the month. And we look forward to having you there for it. I look forward to seeing how the madness goes.
Me too.
Moving back to stuff that we wrote from BMG, Spencer, you want to talk about Promise of Blossoms?
Yeah, Promise of Blossoms is our final, at least for the foreseeable future, Moonshade storyline. We wrapped it up last month with Of Wonder and Weddings, POBO 8, the final adventure in that storyline, and the final adventure for the Moonshades for the time being, till it all gets rebooted by Wizards of the Coast real soon. So we're running that one more time. In fact, we've brought back POB 07 of Romance and Dalliances one more time as well, in case you missed it. I think we're only running 2 tables of that one. So just for those few of you who wanted to get in, who missed it, we'll be running 07 again and 08. And these are probably last months. We'll talk about that more in a little bit for those. It's a great storyline. I really enjoy it. Very lighthearted. So get it while you can if you have not had a chance to finish it yet.
Yeah, and speaking of popular stories that are wrapping up, we've been running the Lunar Zodiac adventures for quite a while. And we will have this one last month of Zodiac 1403 Herald of War. That's the end of the trilogy that follows up the main Zodiac sequence. Wraps up all of the Zodiac adventures for the time being. There may be others in the future, but we are looking forward to new things. So that is probably going to be it for that for us for a while. We do, however, this month have a lot of DM-led content, which I'm going to talk about, and then Spencer's going to talk to you about stuff that authors are running as well. So for our DM-led content, DM Carolina is going to be running KGV 06. That's out of the hardcover keys from the Golden Vault. Masterpiece Imbroglio. Corgi is going to be running a Planescape DC. Iron Cook. Liam James has 2 of the Mist Hunter's adventures, which he is quite fond of. The first is the epic that opens it all up, the Grand Masquerade, and then we have Back to the Front, which is the second one, kicking off the Mist Hunter's adventures. Bear in mind, this is a separate campaign from the AL Forgotten Realms, and there are some differences in the way that it does rewards and things like that. So he can give you all the details on that. They were very popular. People really enjoyed them. I think the story might have gone on slightly too long only because it was a busy time. But they were very, very cool adventures. And if you haven't had a chance to play and you just want to get a little of that Ravenloft flavor, nom 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 nom, real good. Real good. Kaylee is going to be stepping up and doing some stuff. She's got 2 Wild Beyond the Witchlight dungeon craft adventures that she's going to be running. The first is The Care and Maintenance of the Rookery, and the second is The Rookery, Rise of the Everplume. That's DC Rook 1-1 and 1-2. So these 2 go together, and they sound pretty cool. And then Marek Montalban is going to be running 3 different adventures, continuing on with some of the classic adventures for higher tier characters, and also a Planescape DC. And that Planescape Dungeon Craft is GG01 Fate Breakers. And then our 2 higher level old or classic adventures are DDEX 316 Assault on Maramidra and DDAL 716 Pools of Cerulean. Which, as I understand it, was pretty nifty, although I never did finish off those Season 7 adventures myself. So, I don't know, I might have to see if I can jump in on that.
Now's your chance.
That is my chance. Spencer, you've got a whole host of things that people have written themselves.
So many.
Tell us about those.
It's almost like we stacked our ranks with talented authors. DM Cat Wayne is back with the second in her her Feywild adventures, Fair Felonious Faces. This is a follow-up to the one she ran last month, Pretty Pine Petal. she honestly did not think these were going to be as high demand as they were, and they sold out instantly last month. She was like, "Yeah, I guess I'm running the second one this month." I have played not all of these, but several of these. They are fantastic, fun, lighthearted. They're exactly what you'd think of when you think Feywild shenanigans. This is basically look it up in the dictionary. You'll find these adventures. They're great. Um, the very talented Tim Tijong, wow, thanks, is running a new adventure of his called A Wolf in Man's Skin. This is one of his new adventures. It looks very exciting as well. I have not a chance to play with him yet, but he writes some very creative things. Looking at the stuff he has done, this one is also a Ravenloft adventure. So if you want a little more darkness in your life, it seems like the way to go with that. And this one is a. Let me double check here. 1 second. This one is tier one, which is the same as Cats. Jamie Chan is continuing her run of two of her series simultaneously, like a beast. She's running through her very fun, lighthearted Waterdeep series, Sweet Dreams. She's rerunning Sweet Dreams Are Made of Keys with extra keys. It's the 4-hour version. You can only play with Jamie. All new this month, she's running Sweet Dreams Are Made of Geese with twice as many geese. Again, it's a 4-hour version of her adventure that you can only play with her. These are really fun adventures. I've looked through them. I've not had a chance to play them, but I've looked through them. They look fantastic. And Jamie's a great DM. And simultaneously, those are tier one. Simultaneously, she's running some tier two adventures. In this case, Crazy Lich, her Thayan series, starting with Crazy Lich Thayans, which you gotta love those puns. Premiering at VDWs, I guess. New to VDWs this month is her second one, How to Seduce a Thayan in 10 Days, which, no notes on those titles. Excellent, fantastic fun. Definitely recommend playing those as well. George Sanders is running his stuff as well. He has his own very own setting. He's not playing. He's not running DDAL. His stuff is set in his own setting called Anhalt. He's been working on this for literal years. It is fantastic. So he will be running through his second adventure, Race to the Ruins, his third adventure, I think his third Etonian experience, as well as Save the Goblins, which are all set in Anhalt, and as well he'll be running his second of his Dragonlance trilogy, Wolgar's Champion, which he's run I think once before. He's running that again this month.
That sounds correct.
And he'll be running through the entire trilogy and through all of the Anhalt adventures if you stay tuned long enough. Highly recommend those. And I myself. One more. It's a late addition to the schedule. The inimitable Luis Ricardo will be running Wormwell Flame, his sort of follow up to words. His dragon adventure, his Forgotten Worms. There we go, adventure. That's what I was looking for.
From the anthology. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's my brain lost the words. That kicked off the series. He'll be running that again this month. If you've not played that, that was very well received. He'll be doing that on Sunday, and then I myself will be rerunning my Hot Ones adventure. This is also Ravenloft that I ran last month. Which is a one-shot. If you've never played any of my Ravenloft Rails and Misadventures, you can play this one without really needing much context from past adventures. We're running that one more time, I believe, this month as well. And I think that's all of it.
I mean, that is quite a list. We are very lucky to have so many wonderful people doing it. And now, to give you a little bit of a break, I myself will leap in here and start talking about what else we've got coming up. We will, of course, drop the grid for you shortly, but now it is time for Ted's Tea Corner. And this month, because it has suddenly gotten very, very warm very quickly, I'm actually taking a break from hot tea to drink this iced tea. I don't know if you can really see this well on camera, but it's a lovely kind of, I'm going to call it kind of a lilac shade. And it is a butterfly pea and hibiscus iced tea that my partner made, and it's delicious.
It looks magical.
Cheers. It's excellent. I gotta say, I took this over to an event, and somebody was like, "I do not like tea, but this smells very floral and sweet, and I would like to try it." And she drank it all. So I'm going to call it a win.
I,
No, it's not local. It's uh, mostly from a sort of prepared large scale iced tea. I have to actually look it up. I forget what the company is that puts it together. But no, we did order it. It is not something here in the Boston area.
I will say anyone who says they don't like tea just hasn't had the right tea yet, in my opinion.
I
There's a
love tea. To be fair, I do love coffee too. I alternate between the two, so I'm equal opportunity caffeination here.
Absolutely. I mean, both are great. They're different. They're great. But there's a tea. See, not everyone's gonna like coffee. There's definitely not a coffee for everyone. Some people are just never gonna like it. But I strongly believe that if you haven't found a tea you like, you just have to keep trying teas because there is one you will love.
Well, let me give, in the meantime, our regular reminders about scheduling before we start talking about the future too much. As always, events that are removed from our list are not gone forever. There are a few ways that you can play an adventure that we are no longer running regularly. The first is to do a home game in the cloud. As we know, Spencer loves home game, but so do many, many people. And for home game in the cloud, we are always looking to add more experiences. You can head to the community server and go to our home game planning forum, where you can propose ideas or hop on to somebody else's uh, game that they're putting out and see if it's the right choice for you. These are, of course, DM led, so a DM has to ultimately put in an application with BMG if they would like to run it for us. So if you've got something that you'd really like to play, the best way to do it is to get a group together, head to the home game planning forum, and see if you can find a DM who's interested in running it. The second is red carpet games. Red carpet games run during the virtual D&D weekend. The applications open after the previous show closes, and for those, you're going to want to go to the VDDW game planning forum on the community server. You can also, in the VDDW game planning forum, just say that you would like to run something, and if there's enough demand, sometimes we'll bring it back. That's especially true for epics, things like the opens. Multi-table stuff is really the place where we can get sort of the most bang for our buck in terms of getting people to come and play something really nifty. That doesn't mean that it is exclusive to that, but it's much easier for us to see the demand and the need for us to bring back something like that, which is how we found a lot of our epics in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, let's take a quick pause to look at our giveaway winner. As a reminder, you are going to have one person, our first winner here, who's going to get their 2 free tickets. And then we're going to have 4 more people who don't get any free game tickets, but do get a badge. And all 5 of them are 24 hours early access. So that is noon tomorrow Eastern time. All right. And a little drum roll while I swap this over so that it'll let me do the drawing. And our big winner is Redbeard Pirate King. Congratulations. You have
Woohoo!
won before, and it is your time to win again. You get your 2 free tickets. As a reminder, you're going to send an email to vddw@baldmangames.com and make sure to include your Twitch name in that message. All right. All right, let's get our runners up here. The first is Snooper J. Congratulations. CB Chalmers, Flaming Les, and Alcest75. All right, so the 5 of you, please go ahead. Make sure that you send that email to us as soon as you get the opportunity, and Spencer will make sure that you are all taken care of. Do include, if you would, Scry Ahead may give away in the subject line, and that'll help us make sure that we get to you as quickly as possible. So congratulations to all 5 of you. And if you were not one of those 5 people, but would still love to get free tickets or badges, let's talk perks. We are, as always, going to open up the first 50 people who use the following code will get a badge for free. This is not going to get you early access, but it is going to make that general admission badge free for you. And the code for 50 free badges is Be Kind. That's BEEKIND, in keeping with our Bee Girls charity of the month. So again, BEEKIND. That code is going to get you your general admission badge for free. Now, if you would like to use your dungeon or dragon marks that you have been accruing from doing BMG events, those are going to get you some early access badges starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. That's 2 hours before the general admission tickets or general admission badges let you buy tickets. You can spend either 4 dragon marks or 1 dungeon mark. We don't currently have those codes quite ready to go, so we'll make an announcement in the server when they do, hopefully in the next couple hours tonight. We do have to do another meeting for people who are going to PAX East, so it might be a little delayed. But in a few hours, we should be able to get those up. And when that's ready, you can use the bot command for the BMG bot /use marks. Just follow the prompts there saying whether you want to use dungeon or dragon marks. And it will send you, we made some updates to it over the last couple of months. It will send you in a private message your discount code and the link. Make sure that you are looking at your badge type and that you are taking the link to get a dungeon mark badge or a dragon mark badge, not general admission, and use the discount code that it gives you in order to get your badge. And again, that's going to give you 2 hours early access on Tuesday. Okay, so that's a lot. Hopefully, we can answer any of your questions on the community server if you have them. And now it is time to look ahead to June and July. So, Spencer, what are our dates for those upcoming events?
Right. I put that in the wrong spot. So we have June event coming up. It's another short turnaround this time. Our favorite thing in the world. June 6th to the 8th will be when the June Virtual D&D weekend is. That is so we can avoid all of our events in June, which is a whole whack. We had Origins. We've got GameCon Canada. So this is our way to sort of dodge both of those. Also, there was something else we had to dodge. I can't remember what it was. So that's when we're running it. So be prepared for that quick turnaround. And then in July, we'll be running back in a normal spot, middle of the month, July 11th to the 13th. So back to sort of a normal time for that.
Mm-hmm.
And at those events, we've got a bunch of great games coming up for you. First of all, Avishkar. Mentioned this before. Those will be continuing through June and July, finishing in July with Avishkar 3 in June and Avishkar 4 in July. Their titles are. Give me 1 second, because I didn't put that in the doc for some very silly reason. 1 second. I don't know why I didn't. Avishkar 3 is. I didn't put. I don't have it here. Never mind. No, that's why I didn't put in the doc, because I didn't have it handy. But they will continue to progress the storyline with a big finale in number 4, which sets up some stuff, which I won't talk about yet, because you'll have to play and find out. But it is a thrilling finale, self-described. I agree. Also, I'm writing episode 3, so if you like weird character lore-driven storytelling, that's going to be the one for you. And if you don't, I'm not sorry.
No worries, sir. No worries. All right, we've got some other stuff coming up in June and July. Promise of Blossoms. As you know, we have reached the end. This is going to be we're coming up on our last month here for that, unless there is unexpectedly massive demand. And May is also going to be the final month of Lunar Zodiac. But that is because we've got some very exciting things that are going to be dropping in June. First, the People's Choice Classic Epic for June, Spencer. This is one that you enjoy, so I'll leave it to you.
Oh yes, absolutely. Chaos and City of Splendors. This is a People's Choice epic that I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of that entire storyline. Also, I both run and played this one, and I have the reward from it. This is one of my favorite rewards. If you've met my charlatan, you have seen the reward that they got from this. I actually got it from running this from this adventure. It's great. It is exactly what it says. Chaos and City of Splendors. You cause chaos in Waterdeep, and it is fantastic. It's sort of a great companion to Gangs of Waterdeep, in my opinion. Not the same vibe, but sort of similar, it's adjacent. So I think it's going to be a great time.
I enjoy that one a lot personally, I have to say.
I will point out that will be the last of our People's Choice epics for a little while. I'm not going to talk about when we're resuming them. We will resume them, I promise.
Mhm.
That'll be the last ones for a little while because of the news that's coming up very next, which Log is finally coming to the VDDWs. Legends of Greyhawk is coming in July. So that
Ask and ye shall receive.
it's been. I know you've all been waiting. All the online people have been playing it, and you're jealous. I get it. I get it. We're jealous too. I'm jealous. It's finally coming. We'll be running the first two adventures. Ted, you know these better than I do, so I'll
Yeah,
actually let you do
I
these.
would. The first one is actually sort of a prequel to the entire storyline, the Battle of Emerald Meadows. This is going to be our big multi-table special for June. Uh, for those of you who aren't familiar at all with the setting, really, Emery Meadows, the Battle of Emery Meadows is a famous historical event that takes place 7 years material that's in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Um, oh,
Sorry,
can you hear us? I know
someone.
our pictures went away. Hopefully, people heard me saying these things. Yes, the Battle of Emerald Meadows picks up several years, or takes place several years before, and sets up the sort of some of the major events that are happening in the early part of the Legends of Greyhawk campaign. For those of you who have not been paying attention to the stuff that Dave has been talking about, you should know that the Legends of Greyhawk campaign takes place in the year, I don't remember it offhand, that the DMG specifies. So we'll be picking up with the information that's in there. If you didn't pay attention from earlier editions, don't worry. Everything you need to know about Greyhawk is going to be uh, revealed to you in the campaign. And there is older lore that may not be canon any longer in the Legends of Greyhawk. So you don't have to worry that you are missing out on 50 years of history. All right. Yes, thank you. 576. All right. We are also going to be running the first. It's not necessarily chronologically first. There are several adventures that happen together all at the same time, but the numerically first individual adventure, a village called Hamlet, which has some fun nods to the older editions of the game, but also has some brand new stuff that folks will hopefully enjoy a lot. All right, so again, in June, the Battle of Emerald Meadows and a village called Hamlet. We will be running those, and we will keep the campaign rolling from there. There's going to be some new adventures coming out of Gen Con that you can expect to see as well. And then we have some more exciting things to talk about in later in the year. But for now, we're going to have to leave it as a bit of vague, you know, uh, presentiment. So, of course, all of this is only plans, as we are fond of saying. This is subject to change, and it's entirely possible that new things will get dropped that we are unaware of. For instance, an Eberron adventure appearing at PAX East was not originally part of our lineup. So the further out we go, the more likely that things will shift around a little bit. We will, of course, let you know as best we can. All right. Okay, I think that brings us to the end here, unless, Spencer, you can think of anything else that we need to share with folks.
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Fantastic. All right, in that case, we want to thank you all, as always, for coming and joining us here for Scry Ahead. We hope that it has been informative, entertaining, rewarding, even. We want to reiterate that the dates for this May virtual D&D weekend are, of course, the 16th to the 18th. That is 12 days from now that it begins. We look forward to seeing you there. And, of course, we will drop all of our grid links, our 3-month grid, as well as the ways that you can catch us on our social media. We do, as a reminder, have X/Twitter. We have Blue Sky. You can catch us primarily on Discord. We have Threads, actually, believe it or not.
Yes.
Facebook, you can find us just about all over the place. So please come join us, and we look forward to many, many wonderful adventures to come. So thank you all once again, and we will look forward to talking to you again next month.
Bye.